Hi, my name's Alana. I'm a Program Practice Development Officer in Children, Youth and Families. I've been with the Youth Connect program since it started. I was a case manager in Youth Connect and then I moved into my current role. Currently I'm working on the research with Youth Connect. I coordinate the research within the program and I do our reporting as well.
Hi, my name's Dr. Peter Innes. I'm a researcher and a faculty member at the School of Law and Society at the University of Sunshine Coast. And part of my role is a joint co-leader of the evaluation of Youth Connect as a program, and we bring the research evaluation component to that. The research evaluation for Youth Connect takes a number of different pieces, and when you pull those apart you can look at the entirety of the processes and examining what the everyday realities are for running the program, the experience of stakeholders, the experience of clients. But a second part of that, which is the endpoints, which is looking at outcomes. And these kinds of a second line of thinking represents whether there's a knowable, understandable contribution about what causes positive outcomes in Youth Connect. The process evaluation may provide insights into changes and actions within the program, things that might change what one does as it goes. Whereas the second part, the evaluation, which focuses on endpoints, on outcomes, looks at all those things that may cause it.
Participatory Action Research, or PAR, is a way for programs to conduct research sort of on the go. The way that we do this is that we trial new ways of working, we then reflect on our process and then improve from there.
The first part of the process focus looks more at the organisational running, looks more at the organisational experience. What actually happens? Are these things actually producing positive outcomes? And that's a totally different kind of research model, often called participatory action research. And this means looking at learning, looking at how knowledge is deployed, and then evaluating that from a sense of reflection.
By doing this sort of reflection, we're constantly improving our process. We're not staying in one space and thinking that, yes, this is what we're delivering and this is how we're delivering it. We're constantly looking at it thinking, are we able to improve?
The model generally points to there being background factors and then translating those background factors that clients have through the lens of the organisation, through the lens of the program and what staff and case workers actually do with clients. So we're talking about interactions, we're talking about the hours spent, and we're talking about whether those hours result in good things happening with young people. I'd probably also mention that we can look at positive outcomes in a kind of a black and white sense. You know, you either reach this outcome or you do not. But I think that sort of falls short of something about understanding human value, human endeavour. People can be 70% of the way there, 80% of the way there. So we can also try to work out whether all the energy and work in the middle of the program can have a positive impact on building good capacities and outcomes in those spaces around home, around education, around employment.
We used participatory action research within Youth Connect as a way of making things better for everybody involved. That was really our biggest focus in bringing participatory action research within the Youth Connect program. Youth Connect is really special in the fact that it's a pilot program. This really hasn't been done before, and we really didn't want to think that as staff we were the experts in young people's lives and that we were assuming what they wanted rather than really going to them and seeing what the individual was asking for. Youth Connect had around 43% of young people who identified as Aboriginal and Torres Strait Islander. A lot of these young people were coming from out of the care system and they were expressing real feelings of disconnection with their culture to the workers. In 2018, we founded the Cultural PAR Working Group, and the aim of that group was really to answer the question, what will it take to achieve positive outcomes for our Aboriginal and Torres Strait Islander young people? That group was run by our cultural leads within Children, Youth and Families, and we tried a number of different strategies on how can we help young people connect with their culture. I think the most significant was that we were running regular cultural tours, so this is when that we would link in with local cultural organisations and take young people free of charge on walks around country.
Some of the startling results is that risks around cultural connection, around cultural identity, cultural supports are actually a positive factor.
We were working on cultural strength plans with young people as well. So these were plans that were explicitly talking around goals on connecting with culture. And we also had Indigenous staff-led initiatives on training the Youth Connect staff as well, in terms of what is our role as practitioners and helping young people connect with their culture. And the university were able to show that those early conversations and work done around culture was positively correlated with successful outcomes in the program. We were finding a lot of Youth Connect clients coming through to the program who were asking for housing support. Pretty early on in Youth Connect, we adopted the notion of homefulness, which is more of a positive lens of housing, I suppose, and in a way that homelessness maybe isn't. Homefulness really means the feeling of belonging and safety within your own home. And we were really interested to pull apart what homefulness meant for young people in terms of exploring what housing was beyond the four walls and a roof. Through this work, the university were able to help us develop a model of homefulness that was around what young people were saying was important to them in terms of feeling safe and secure within their own home. In particular, the homefulness work, what we found through doing this sort of work was that young people were able to maintain housing for longer periods of time, and we do think that's because that they had more agency in choosing where they were living. We also were able to publish a practitioner guide around the homefulness space, and that was for workers who are working with their own young people and who might have been interested in having those conversations around homefulness. In terms of the homefulness work and the cultural work particularly, I can really see how this has elevated the program to be a lot more than a case management service. I think we've become much more holistic.
I don't have all of the experience on the practice side. My interest is in the research side, and it's just as challenging and complex. But that's why I'm excited and interested and I'm a part of it. But the potential to actually use that and discover interesting insights, to discover patterns, to discover positive outcomes. What are the causes of that? What do we need to know that lead to those positive outcomes? If we can reach that, then obviously in the future we're going to be able to do things even better. That reduces human suffering. I mean, that increases our knowledge base, increases our capacities to do these things.